let's go back to your last game, which at the time you weren't aware that it would be your last game, but game against Baldwin Wallace. You guys were victorious that day. There were murmurs about, hey, this thing could prolong, the spring break could prolong, because it was already kind of weird. You didn't really have a lot of people on campus at that time as it was. So can you just take us through the game itself, maybe what your all's thoughts were throughout the game, and certainly once the game was over and maybe those talks became a little bit more loud?
Yeah, of course. So just starting off, I remember playing the game and everything, and also, starting it off with those rumors. There was one instance where the ball was on the defensive side, and I'm on attack, so I was behind the straining line with Baldwin Wallace's defenders. And one of them came up to me, and she asks if that was our last game too, because that was their last game. And I looked at her, and I was like, no, there's no way. Like, we're about to go to spring break, but then we're going to come back and really get into ODACs and things like that. So that wasn't even a question at the time. And then afterwards, we were told that, yeah, spring break is definitely extended, but still that hope we're going to come back to school eventually and play. And then there's that a week later, we're told, that might not be the case. So we were all starting to freak out a little bit. We're anxious. We're still trying to hang on to that last bit of hope. But, clearly that wasn't the case.
Do you have a visitor in your home?
I do. So I'm just going to go ahead over here. He's outside kind of mad at me right now. And we're just going to let him in.
Oh, there's Riggins.
There he is. He's not having it. Sorry about that.
No, that's fantastic. That is the world we live in right now. Let's move on to kind of the situation that we're in currently and what is our daily lives now. What are you doing? How are you staying normal, if you will, as far as your day-to-day routines?
Yeah, so right now I've just been trying to stick with the same routine that I've been doing at school. I've been trying to wake up at the same time. I take Riggins for a walk every day. I try to get up and immediately just start my work, and just trying to keep that normalcy and trying to stay active. And like I said, I take him on walks. I try to keep up with Coach Smith on his live workouts recently this week. But other than that, like I said, just keeping my routine, trying to stay normal.
Yeah, as much as we can. One of those things is the addition of classes this week, and of course, them all being online now. I'd like to know, because those of us that are still here as staff or faculty, we have conversations about what it might be like or what it will be like for students, but you have the chance to tell us what it's been like to have online courses, and are they still at the same times? Just take us a little bit through what it's like for you currently, the challenges, and even maybe one thing that is easier than you thought it might be.
So the whole just structure is obviously very different, but I think the professors have been really taking good control over it by, at least mine, keeping the same class times each day, and just making sure that they always let us know if we're doing okay, if the workload's too much, and really just trying to figure out our schedules, because they don't want to overload us, because we're all new to this, including them. The only challenge I've really faced is from my senior research. I was working with mealworms to see how they can digest plastic, hopefully for the future of recycling. But that had to kind of come to a halt. So I've been meeting with my advisor to discuss how I'm going to go about completing that so I can graduate. But other than that, I would say something I thought would be challenging that isn't is just getting up every day and going to class. Really, I didn't think I thought it was going to be a lot harder, but keeping with that routine has really just helped me out.
Well, you don't have as far to walk now to get to class.
Yeah, just go right from my room to my kitchen. So,
well, let's stay with the class angle. I think we might be interested in seeing a little bit more of your classroom. We obviously have a fantastic painting behind you, but do you mind showing us a little bit of your classroom now?
Sure. So this is my kitchen, my classroom right now. It's really not much to it. There's my dining table. And then if you go over here, there's my board games we got that I whipped my family in Monopoly the other day. And then just my kitchen over here, got some Lysol, good to have. and some hand sanitizer. And then over here, I'm gonna introduce you to Riggins and my brother Garrett. Can you see? Kind of.
Hey, Garrett.
Hey, how's it going?
Here's Riggins. But yeah, not much to it. Just my kitchen. You touch me here every day. So.
Last thing I want to ask you is just if you have any type of message for other student athletes. Obviously, it seems like you're doing well with this and you're surrounded by great people, but not everybody has the same situation. So if you do have something that you'd like to share with them that might be able to help them get through the tough times that are occurring right now, could you do that, please?
Yeah, of course. So for any other athlete that's still able to compete, take this time to your advantage, and take that saying, never take a playoff, to heart. You never know when it's going to be your last time on Shelly, playing a game on a field, and really just use this time we have off as your advantage to get better at everything you do. Don't slack off, keep your routine, do the best you can in your classes, and just stick to that, because the time you take off, it takes 2 times more of that to get back into your routine. So just stick with it. Be there for each other, and because we all are in it together, so they're not alone.
No doubt about that. This affects everyone. Great advice. Thank you so much, Danielle. For those of you that don't know, this is round 2 for us.
Yeah.
So as we all continue to try and wrap our heads around how can we still make things normal in a very not normal time on Earth right now. But thank you for doing this again. And for crushing it again as well. You did a fantastic job. And now I'll let you go in peace and have a good rest of your day. So again, thank you so much for your time.
No problem. Thank you.